Okay, it's Colonel Cliff Serene from the Men in Black, and we were being asked what happened to Pindar, the reptilian Draco Prince of Darkness. Well, I'm waiting. You see, Pindar doesn't seem to want to come and visit us these days. I think we're two small potatoes. So I just sit around here and go, where's Pindar? Where's that reptilian? And then from time to time I go, and there's no sign of where that reptilian has got to. Hi, I'm Pindar. I'm still around. I haven't had too much time to talk to all you people because I've been very busy looking after the affairs of the Empire. All of you crazy... nobody gives me fan letters anymore. I was getting fan letters like crazy. People kept saying, Pindar, tell me about your wife. Tell me about your kids. Tell me about the Empire. What's going on? And all these people... they stopped writing me, so I don't know what to tell you these days. The reptilian empire is still in control of Earth, and we're still your overlords. What do we want? Well, I don't know. I want more blankies. No one sends me blankies anymore, just so you know. I still like green blankies. My favorite kind of blankie, and I like lots of them. I was opening up a Pindar store for blankies. I was watching Dragon's Den on TV, and they were trying to tell you that well, I don't know, there was some lady who was trying to sell blankies for children. I want those children's blankies for me. I get cold. I'm a reptilian. I got cold blood. Anyways, send me pink blankies and I'll send them on to my children. I don't like pink blankies. People keep sending me pink, trying to tell me I'm somehow a little bit fey or something. No, I don't like pink blankies. No pink blankies. I'm going to start chopping off heads. Don't send me pink blankies. Other colors, green. Send me green. I like green blankies. Thank you very much. Okay, today's news feed is from, well, he's a basketball head, but he looks like he's an alien, a little gray alien, but he's got basketball all over him. I haven't used his hat for a while. Anyways, what do we want to tell you about basketball or aliens? Nothing. What do I want to talk to you about? I want to talk to you about Russia. Today's news: Russia is spending over 20% of its national budget on the war in Ukraine, and the cut back on spending on local infrastructure to 2%. What's going on? Well, back in the olden days, they used to make centralized heating for the whole of the city. Well, these pipes are breaking and bursting, apparently, and people don't have central heating in Moscow. So it's not a good time to visit Russia. Was it ever a good time to visit Russia? I don't know. Okay, this hat is Jamaica. I haven't been in Jamaica for a long time. What's Jamaica famous for? Unbelievably gorgeous people, unbelievably gorgeous beaches, unbelievably good weed, and, unbelievably good rum. It's a good time. Have you been to Jamaica lately? This is my Buccaneers hat. I'm not going to talk about the baseball team. The Tampa Bay Baseball Buccaneers. That's right. You heard it here first. Apparently, there's going to be a new team, and they're going to take the NFL players and they're going to put them in baseball jerseys and they're going to play baseball. No one believes me. A slip of the tongue, and it leads into a little segue into the Buccaneers. Why not? Okay, we've got Stewie from Family Guy. I haven't seen Family Guy for a long time. What's going on in that TV show? I don't know. What would Stewie want to tell you these days? How can I be a comic and not come up with new material? That's what Stewie's saying all the time. I'm considered to be a comic genius, and all the time people expect me to tune in and get new information from Stewie to make them laugh and make them go, It's hard to be a comic and come up with new, fresh material, Stewie says. Other news, it keeps coming up in the British newspapers that the Royal Navy of Great Britain is in rough shape. Apparently, it's been underfunded, and the money that they did spend was on 2 aircraft carriers that can't seem to leave port because they're continually running into mechanical failures. What do we want to tell you? Well, it just seems that there's a lot of money still going out into the military affairs. Some countries still want to fight, and other countries don't want to spend the money on the military. They want to spend the money on, I guess, the people. Maybe debt payments. I can sit here for 2 minutes and try and tell you something new. Okay, we're going to look around to see what else I can tell you about. I was remembering my cards. I've got some cards from Osho, the great Indian mystic, and his cards are all about enlightenment, how you can reach enlightenment by letting go of your problem areas. I'll show you the deck. This is the package. Okay, the card is the 4 of water, and it's called Turning In. It's supposed to be you going into meditation and watching your mind, not participating in all the wants and desires of the mind. Go here, go there, do this, do that, buy this, buy that, bet on this, bet on that. No, it's simply watching the mind come up with all these things and ignoring it. What's the point of this? It helps bring you peace. The mind is a slave to the intellect, and the intellect is a slave to the heart, and the heart is a slave to the genitals, and the genitals are a slave to, well, this is just the problem. The mind just goes on with silly things, and going and turning in means you simply watch the mind, and maybe you might have a laugh or two. Well, it's Life in the City with Andrew Trey Carstairs, and we don't want to tell you too many things about Andrew Trey except that he's done lots of videos in the past. So Andrew Trey is kind of a poor guy. He works at menial jobs. He used to drink, and, well, we haven't found out too much about Andrew these days. So, Andrew, what's going on with you? I'm tight-lipped. I'm not going to tell you anything. Oh, come on, Andrew. Give us something. This is a pyramid. Did you hear about the pyramids in Egypt? Yeah. Well, they're putting granite facing on the pyramids to make them look better. Is it true? I saw it in the news. It must be true. It's Project Orange, and the Orange Cheeto, known as the Orange Buffoon, Donald Trump, has got new competition. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is running for president, and he made the NBC News with Lester Holt last night. What do we know about Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? He's got a voice, and it's really, I can't do it, but it's like he's smoked 10 packs a day. He's got this very gravelly smoker's voice. Is that enough reason to vote for him? He's a bit of a conspiracy theory guy. I'm not allowed to tell you about any conspiracy theories on YouTube. Even saying conspiracy theory might get me in trouble. So, and then they knock my video off, and then you won't be able to watch it. So we won't talk about that. But he's been known to be involved in some of these things. What does he want for the country? Lester Holt needs to cover more of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. so we can find out. Fatima was a prophet belonging to the Roman Catholic Church, Portugal. What do we want to talk about when we're going to do some prophecies? Well, let's see. Most people don't understand that being a prophet is difficult because it's not like you go and you read the newspaper and then you talk about it. No, prophecies are something completely unimaginable. So, what are we going to prophesize today? We're going to tell you more and more that blah, 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 blah. It doesn't cut it when you're a prophet. You really need to have some solid prophecies. Well, maybe I'm going to give you a tip on how to be a prophet. How do you go about your day prophesizing? Do you want to read the Bible? No. No, you want to... I'll tell you what to do. Don't copy me and buy a bunch of hats, because your prophecies always come true. There's always more hats. Tune in tomorrow. Okay, this is Hey Jack City. And, well, what do we want to tell you about Hey Jack? Well, this thing here, on the bottom of it, it's a bottle opener. So wherever you go, Hey Jack, I can open your bottle for you. This hat is known as Old Spicy. It's got a 33, which means that's a Masonic number. What are the Masons? The Freemasons are a secret society that aren't so secret, and I don't know what they do for society. There's still Masonic temples around, but it doesn't seem like there's a number of Masons that there were in the past. Other secret groups, so-called secret groups like Hollywood, are into these kind of magical numbers. What do they mean? I don't know. They're just stupid things that they can do. Sometimes they do the triangle thing. I'm going to turn it upside down. They're goggles. They're aviator goggles. And there's a song that goes, "Up in the air, junior birdsmen." And that's from the 1930s. That's all. Today's hat is brought to you by the letter K, also known as the symbol for striking out. Who's striking out? I'm striking out. I'm striking out because I'm just not finding that my material is really, really touching me. It's not touching me right here. This is Vans off the wall, and I don't feel like I'm really off the wall. So I'm striking out. Sorry, kids. This is a Dazzle hat. In World War I, they painted Navy ships with Dazzle because it made it hard for the torpedo operators to find the ship. Modern day, with radar and sonar, you don't have any Dazzle that's going to work. So all of the Dazzle is just for show. You could look that up on Wikipedia, but you wouldn't know about Dazzle unless I told you about it. Aren't you glad you come here to learn things? Okay, this is the Bigfoot hat. What do we know about Bigfoot? Don't you think by now they would have discovered Bigfoot for real if it was real? I know there's these TV shows that in search of Bigfoot, but you know, I haven't seen Bigfoot in my backyard, and I've been out in the bush many, many times over my lifetime, and I've never seen a Bigfoot. It's really sad. Somebody should get into the genetics lab and take a gorilla and turn it into a Bigfoot, or I don't know. They should be like make Bigfoot. It should be a selective breeding program where you just take very large giant people and then you add lots of hair to them. And well, you should be able to do that genetically. Then we can have Bigfoot. We'll set them loose in the bush to scare people, or to maybe they're going to be nice and they'll just give you a hug. Okay, this is my steel. They make chainsaws. Well, what do we know about chainsaws and cutting trees? Well, what we heard in the news is that there's very little snow in the bush this year. So we're looking at the problem of very dry forests, which means, unfortunately, a big season for forest fighters. So if you're a forest fighter, you're going to get out there with all your forest fighting equipment and you're going to fight the forest. What are you going to do? Well, you get your chainsaw. Forest fighters.